Welcome to Silent Wisdom, where psychology reveals the hidden truths of human behavior. Have you ever wondered why some people never compliment you, yet somehow they treat you differently than everyone else? They listen when you speak. They remember the smallest details about your life. They ask for your opinion, even when they could ask anyone else. And somehow you can feel that something is different. But what is it? Is it admiration? Is it kindness? Or could it be something much deeper? Most people believe respect is loud. They think respect comes from compliments, recognition, or public praise. But psychology tells a completely different story. The deepest respect is often invisible. It hides inside ordinary conversations, inside quiet moments, inside subtle behaviors that most people never notice. The truth is, someone may already respect you deeply without ever saying, "I respect you." And today, you're about to discover 7 powerful psychological signs that reveal exactly who those people are. Some of these signs will surprise you. Others may completely change the way you see the people around you. And make sure you stay with us until the very end, because the final sign, according to psychology, separates simple kindness from genuine respect. Once you understand it, you'll never look at human behavior the same way again. So, take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's begin. The fascinating thing about respect is that it rarely announces itself. No one walks up to you and says, "I truly respect you." Instead, respect speaks in silence. It hides in the way someone listens, in the questions they ask, in the patience they show. And sometimes it hides between the words that are never spoken. The problem is, most people spend their entire lives looking for loud approval. They wait for compliments, for recognition, for applause, but genuine respect almost never needs an audience. Psychology teaches us that actions reveal emotions far more honestly than words ever can. Someone may never praise you, yet they quietly admire the person you are, and because of that, they behave differently, often without even realizing it. Today's journey isn't about judging people or assuming what someone thinks. It's about understanding the hidden patterns of human behavior, the patterns most people never notice. As we explore these 7 signs, you may suddenly think of someone, a friend, a family member, a coworker, or perhaps someone you never expected. One important thing before we continue, a single sign doesn't always mean respect. Human behavior is far more complex than that, but when several of these signs appear together, they often reveal something far more meaningful, something that cannot be faked for very long. So, keep an open mind, pay attention to every detail, because the first sign may already be happening in your life right now. Let's begin. The first sign is surprisingly simple, yet most people completely overlook it. They give you their full attention. Have you ever noticed that certain people become completely focused the moment you begin to speak? Imagine this: you're sitting with a group of people. Everyone is talking. Some are laughing. Some are checking their phones. Some are waiting for their turn to speak. Then you start talking, and suddenly one person stops everything. They put their phone away. They turn toward you. Eye contact. And they listen carefully, not because they have to, but because they genuinely want to hear what you have to say. Forms of respect. Think about it. When you truly admire someone, you naturally listen more carefully. Their words feel important. Their opinions carry weight. And without realizing it, you remember what they say. The same thing happens when someone secretly respects you. Your voice becomes valuable, your thoughts become meaningful, and your presence captures their attention. Sometimes they'll remember a conversation you had weeks ago. Sometimes they'll ask about a goal you mentioned months earlier, not because they have a perfect memory, but because your words matter to them. People rarely remember what they don't value, and they rarely value what they don't respect. So, the next time someone gives you their complete attention, don't ignore it. It may be one of the clearest signs that they respect you far more than they've ever said. But attention is only the beginning, because the next sign reveals something even deeper. It shows that they don't just listen to you, they trust the way you think. Now, let's move to the second sign. This one is even more revealing because it doesn't just show that someone values you. It shows that they trust your judgment. Have you ever noticed that certain people always come to you before making an important decision? Maybe they're thinking about changing careers, starting a new relationship, making a difficult choice, or simply asking, "What would you do?" from someone they don't respect. Instead, they seek guidance from people whose judgment they truly value. When someone repeatedly asks for your opinion, they're sending a silent message. Your perspective matters, your experience has value, your way of thinking feels trustworthy. More clearly, that's exactly how respect works. It quietly creates trust. Osho once suggested that true respect isn't blind obedience. It's the ability to recognize wisdom wherever it appears. And that's exactly what's happening here. They aren't looking for perfect answers. They're looking for your perspective, because somehow they believe you see things others often miss. And that belief is far more powerful than a compliment. It's respect in its purest form. But here's where things become even more interesting. The next sign has nothing to do with advice, nothing to do with words. It reveals itself in complete silence. And once you notice it, you'll begin seeing it everywhere. Now, here's a sign that reveals someone's true character, not when you're present, but when you're gone. Think about this. What happens when your name comes up in a room where you aren't there? Someone makes a negative comment. Someone questions your intentions. Someone repeats a rumor. Or perhaps they judge you without knowing the full story. At that moment, most people choose the easier path. They stay silent. Some even join the conversation, because it's easier to fit in than to stand out. Who truly respects you responds differently. They don't need to argue. They don't need to raise their voice. Instead, they calmly speak the truth. They say, "That's not the person I know," or "I think you're judging too quickly." Sometimes they simply share another perspective, enough to stop the unfair judgment. Psychology tells us this happens because respect creates loyalty. When we genuinely value someone's character, we naturally feel uncomfortable watching them being treated unfairly, not because we're expecting anything in return, but because our values won't allow us to stay silent. Here's the beautiful part: you may never know it happened. They won't call you later to tell you, "I defended you today." Isn't performed for applause. It's revealed through quiet actions when nobody is watching, and that's what makes it so powerful. But there's an even quieter sign, one that lives inside memory. Because people who truly respect you rarely forget the little things that matter to you. Let's discover why. Now let's explore one of the quietest yet most meaningful signs of respect. They remember the little things about you. Have you ever mentioned something only once, then weeks later, someone asked about it again? Maybe you spoke about an important interview, a personal goal, a family member, or a dream you hoped would one day become reality. You probably forgot that conversation, but they didn't. Out of nowhere, they asked, "How did it go? Were you able to achieve it? Is everything better now?" At first, it may seem like they simply have a good memory, but psychology suggests something much deeper. Our brains naturally remember the people and experiences we consider important. When someone truly respects you, your words carry weight, your dreams matter, your struggles matter. Even your smallest stories become meaningful to them. They don't remember everything. They remember the things connected to you, because in their mind, you matter. Think about someone you deeply admire. Without trying, you probably remember the stories they once told you, the advice they shared. Even the smallest details stay with you, not because you forced yourself to remember, but because respect naturally strengthens attention, and attention strengthens memory. That's why people who secretly respect you often surprise you by remembering what everyone else forgot. Sometimes the smallest question can reveal the deepest respect, but the next sign goes even further, because it appears only when someone feels completely safe in your presence. And that's where human psychology becomes truly fascinating. Now, let's move to one of the deepest signs of genuine respect. It begins with trust. Have you ever noticed that some people become completely honest around you? They admit their mistakes, they share their fears, they talk about their failures. Sometimes they even tell you things they've never shared with anyone else. Why? Because psychology tells us people rarely become vulnerable around someone they don't respect. Being vulnerable is risky. It means showing your weaknesses, your insecurities, your fears, and your imperfections. Most people hide those parts from the world. They wear a mask, pretending everything is fine. But around someone they genuinely respect, that mask slowly disappears. They stop pretending, they stop performing, they stop trying to look perfect. Instead, they become completely real. Think about it. Around the people you truly admire, do you always feel the need to impress them? Probably not. You feel comfortable, accepted, safe. And because you feel safe, you become honest. The exact same thing happens when someone secretly respects you. Your presence creates emotional safety without saying a single word. You make them feel that they won't be judged, that they won't be laughed at, that they won't be misunderstood. And that's a powerful gift, because emotional safety is one of the rarest experiences in today's world. When someone trusts you enough to reveal their true self, don't ignore it. It may be one of the strongest signs that they deeply respect you. But there's still one final sign. And according to psychology, it's the difference between temporary admiration and genuine respect. Let's discover the final sign. And now we've reached the final sign, perhaps the most powerful of them all. They treat you the same no matter what changes. Think about this. Life never stays the same. Sometimes you're successful. Sometimes you struggle. Sometimes people admire you. Sometimes they criticize you. Your circumstances keep changing, but here's what truly matters. Does that person's behavior change too? Many people respect success. They respect money, status, popularity, but very few respect the person behind those things. That's why some people disappear the moment you stop being useful. Others only stay close when everything is going well. Their kindness depends on your success. Their attention depends on your value to them. But someone who genuinely respects you never measures your worth by your circumstances, whether you're winning or losing, confident or uncertain, strong or struggling. They continue to treat you with the same kindness, the same patience, the same dignity, because their respect was never built on your achievements. It was built on your character. Psychologists often say emotionally mature people separate a person's value from their situation. They understand success can disappear, money can disappear, fame can disappear, but character remains. And that's exactly what they respect. If someone continues to value you when there's nothing to gain from you, hold on to that person. Because genuine respect is one of the rarest gifts you'll ever receive. And once you recognize it, you'll begin choosing the right people to keep in your life. So, what have we learned today? Respect is rarely loud. It doesn't always come with compliments. It doesn't always arrive as praise. Most of the time, it hides in quiet actions, in patient listening, in honest conversations, in remembered details, in silent loyalty, and in the way someone continues to value you, even when the world around you changes. The truth is, someone may already respect you far more than you realize. They simply express it in ways you've never learned to notice. And perhaps that's today's greatest lesson. Don't measure your worth by how loudly people praise you. Measure it by how consistently they value your presence. Because genuine respect can never be demanded. It can never be forced. It can only be earned. And once it's earned, it becomes one of the strongest connections two human beings can ever share. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 signs have you experienced in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might help someone else see their own life in a completely new way. If you enjoyed this journey into human psychology, please leave a like, subscribe to Silent Wisdom, and turn on notifications. Because every week we'll uncover the hidden patterns of human behavior that most people never notice. Until next time, keep observing, keep learning, keep growing, and always remember, decode human behavior, master yourself. This is Silent Wisdom. We'll see you in the next video.